Let's be honest. If a woman's not interested in you, she'll show you. She might not say it directly, women rarely do, but her behavior will always betray her words. And here's the thing, most men miss the signs. They keep holding on, texting, calling, hoping that maybe she's just busy or not ready right now. But no. If she's not interested, her actions will tell you everything. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 real signs that a woman is not into you, no matter what excuses she gives. These signs are rooted in female psychology, the subconscious behavior patterns women show when attraction fades or never existed in the first place. If you recognize even 3 of these, it's time to walk away, and do it with your self-respect intact. Let's get into it. 1. Her energy towards you feels cold. Not confused, just cold. Here's the first truth. Attraction always shows in energy. When a woman likes you, she finds excuses to engage. She laughs at your jokes, she responds fast, she feels warm. But when she's not interested, you'll feel it. The conversation feels forced. She replies late, short, or dry. Her tone is polite, but detached. And that's not because she's shy or busy. It's because emotionally, she's checked out. Let me explain what's happening beneath the surface. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, her nervous system lights up in your presence. She becomes more animated, more expressive, more present. Her pupils dilate. Her voice changes slightly. She leans in when you speak. But when that attraction isn't there, her body goes into a different mode entirely. She becomes neutral, diplomatic, safe. She's not rude. Most women are conditioned to be polite even when they're uninterested. But that politeness has a specific quality to it. It's the same energy she'd give a coworker she respects but doesn't particularly like. Professional, distant, emotionally vacant. You can feel this in text messages too. When she's interested, her texts have personality. Emojis, exclamation points, questions that show genuine curiosity about your life. When she's not, her messages become transactional. One-word answers, no follow-up questions, no enthusiasm. And here's the painful part. You probably already feel it. Deep down, you know something's off, but you're hoping you're wrong. You're trying to rationalize it. Maybe she's stressed. Maybe she's going through something. Maybe she needs more time. But the truth is simpler and harsher. She's just not feeling it. Never confuse polite for interested. Politeness is just her way of keeping peace while slowly fading out. And the longer you ignore this sign, the more you damage your own dignity. 2. She's always too busy, but never for the right guy. Let's be real. When a woman is interested, she finds time, no matter what. But when she's not, every message turns into an excuse. I've been busy. Sorry, just seeing this. Crazy week. What she's really saying is, you're not a priority. Because attraction doesn't make you tired, it makes you curious. So if she's always too busy, but you see her posting on Instagram, hanging out with others, or updating her stories, that's your answer. Here's a fundamental truth about human behavior. We make time for what matters to us. Always. A woman who's genuinely interested will cancel other plans to see you. She'll stay up late talking to you even when she has work the next morning. She'll rearrange her schedule, skip events, decline invitations, all just to spend time with you. Why? Because attraction creates urgency. When you're drawn to someone, being around them becomes a priority that supersedes almost everything else. But when that attraction isn't there, suddenly everything else becomes more important. Her workload seems heavier, her friends need her more, her family demands her attention, her hobbies consume her time. And the cruelest part? You'll watch her make time for everyone and everything except you. She'll post Instagram stories from brunches with friends. She'll update her status while at the gym. She'll respond to group chats and comment on other people's posts. But when you text her, hours of silence, sometimes days. This isn't about being busy. This is about priority. Think about it this way. If she won a free vacation for 2 with only 24 hours notice, would she find time to pack and go? Of course she would. If her favorite celebrity invited her to dinner tomorrow night, would she suddenly clear her schedule? Absolutely. The question isn't whether she has time. The question is whether you're worth her time. And her behavior is giving you the answer. She's not too busy for men she finds exciting. She's too busy for the ones she doesn't. Stop being available for someone who keeps you as an option. 3. She doesn't try to impress you anymore. When a woman is attracted, she subconsciously invests in how you see her. She dresses a little better when she knows she'll see you. She fixes her hair. She smiles more. But when she stops caring, you'll notice the difference. No effort, no spark, no warmth. She's no longer trying to win your attention because deep down she doesn't want it anymore. It's not about being shallow. It's psychological. When attraction dies, so does the need to impress. This is one of the most telling signs because it's almost entirely unconscious. When a woman is attracted to you, she can't help but present her best self. It's not calculated or manipulative, it's instinctive. She'll put more thought into her outfit before seeing you. She'll make sure her makeup is right. She'll choose her words more carefully. She'll laugh at your jokes and find excuses to touch your arm. She's performing, in the most natural way possible, because she wants you to see her as desirable. But when that attraction fades, the performance stops. Suddenly she shows up in sweatpants and no makeup, not because she's comfortable with you, comfort is good, but because she genuinely doesn't care what you think anymore. She stops laughing at your jokes. She doesn't lean in when you talk. She doesn't mirror your body language or match your energy. The sparkle in her eyes when she looks at you? Gone. And here's what's happening psychologically. When we're attracted to someone, we subconsciously try to increase our value in their eyes. We want them to see us as a catch. We want to be chosen. But when that attraction isn't there, the effort feels pointless. Why dress up for someone you're not trying to attract? Why put energy into impressing someone whose opinion doesn't matter to you romantically? If you've noticed this shift, if the woman who used to light up around you now seems perpetually uninterested in how you perceive her, that's not a phase. That's a sign. And once that happens, you can't talk your way back in. You have to walk away. Because trying harder when someone has stopped trying at all only makes you look desperate. 4. Her conversations lack emotion. You feel like you're talking to a wall. Ever text a woman and her replies feel like punctuation marks? Dry LOL, yeah, cool. It's not because she doesn't know what to say. It's because she doesn't want to say more. When a woman is interested, she opens up emotionally. She asks questions, shares little details, builds connection. When she's not, she keeps it surface level and mechanical. That emotional disconnection is her way of creating distance without confrontation. She's hoping you'll get the hint, so she doesn't have to say it out loud. Communication is the lifeblood of any connection, and women are typically natural communicators. They're usually better than men at expressing feelings, sharing thoughts, and creating emotional intimacy through conversation. So when a woman who's normally expressive becomes monosyllabic with you, that's not an accident. That's a strategy. She's deliberately keeping things shallow because depth creates connection. And she doesn't want connection with you, she wants distance. Think about how conversations flow when there's mutual attraction. They're effortless. One topic leads naturally to another. She asks follow-up questions. She shares stories from her life. She reveals her opinions, her dreams, her fears. She wants you to know her and wants to know you. But when attraction is absent, conversations become work. You ask a question, she gives a minimal answer. You share something about your day, she responds with, "That's nice," or just an emoji. You try to be playful or deep and she gives you nothing. It's like playing tennis against someone who won't hit the ball back. Eventually, you realize you're not having a conversation at all. You're performing a monologue for an audience that stopped listening. And here's the psychological element. Women often use this strategy because they've been conditioned to avoid direct confrontation. They don't want to hurt your feelings by saying, "I'm not interested." So instead, they hope you'll pick up on the subtle cues and fade away on your own. It's conflict avoidance disguised as politeness. Remember, when a woman likes you, she mirrors your effort. When she doesn't, she minimizes it. And if you're constantly the one carrying the conversation, you're not building a relationship. You're interviewing for a position that doesn't exist. 5. She flirts with others in front of you. Subtle disrespect. If a woman flirts with other men while you're around, that's not an accident. That's communication. She's showing you and testing you to see if you'll still stay when she disrespects your attention. Some women do this subconsciously to see how much control they have over you. But here's the dark truth. If she's doing it, she doesn't value you. A woman who respects you would never humiliate your interest in public. She may not love you, but she won't cheapen your energy like that. This is perhaps the most painful sign because it's so public, so deliberate, and so cruel. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she becomes almost territorial. She doesn't want other men to think they have a chance. She subtly signals to other women that you're taken, or at least spoken for. She creates a bubble around the two of you that feels exclusive. But when she's not interested, or worse, when she's lost interest but enjoys the attention you give her, she'll do the opposite. She'll laugh a little too hard at another guy's jokes. She'll touch his arm while barely acknowledging yours. She'll make eye contact with other men that lingers just a second too long. She'll accept compliments from strangers while dismissing yours. And if you're in a group setting, she'll give everyone else her attention while treating you like background noise. There are two things happening here psychologically. First, she's trying to communicate her lack of interest without having to say it directly. She's hoping you'll see her interest in others and take the hint. Second, and this is darker, she might be testing your boundaries. She wants to see how much disrespect you'll tolerate. She's gauging whether you have enough self-respect to walk away, or whether you'll keep chasing even when she's showing interest in other men. Some women do this consciously as a power play. Others do it unconsciously because they genuinely don't see you as a romantic option, and therefore don't consider how their behavior might affect you. Either way, the result is the same: humiliation. If she's making you compete, it's not a love triangle. It's her playground, and you're the game. Real attraction doesn't need competition. It creates focus. 6. She avoids physical or emotional closeness. You'll notice she starts pulling away, not just physically, but emotionally. No hugs, no eye contact, no lingering conversations. She doesn't text good night anymore. She doesn't ask about your day. She becomes emotionally invisible. Why? Because women withdraw emotionally long before they end things physically. Her body language becomes defensive, distant, even uncomfortable. That's her subconscious way of saying, please don't get closer, I've already detached. Human beings are wired for physical and emotional connection. When we're attracted to someone, we naturally move toward them, both literally and figuratively. A woman who's interested will find excuses to be physically close to you. She'll sit next to you instead of across from you. She'll lean in when you talk. She'll touch your arm, your shoulder, your hand. She'll hug you warmly and hold on just a bit longer than necessary. Emotionally, she'll open up. She'll share her feelings, her struggles, her victories. She'll ask for your advice and actually take it. She'll want to know about your emotional world too. Your fears, your dreams, what keeps you up at night. But when interest fades, so does all of that. Physically, she creates barriers. She sits farther away. She angles her body away from you. If you try to hug her, it becomes a quick, awkward pat. She might even flinch slightly when you touch her. Not because you're threatening, but because her body is rejecting the intimacy. Emotionally, she builds walls. She stops sharing personal information. She gives vague answers to deep questions. She doesn't ask about your inner world anymore. The conversations become purely functional. Logistics, surface-level updates, nothing that requires vulnerability. This withdrawal is often gradual, which is why many men miss it. One week she's warm and open, the next week, slightly less so. The week after that, even more distant. It's like watching someone slowly fade away, becoming more ghost than human in your life. And here's what you need to understand. This withdrawal is intentional on a subconscious level. She's protecting herself from having to deliver bad news. She's hoping the relationship will just naturally die from lack of nourishment, rather than requiring a definitive ending. Once she stops nurturing the connection, the relationship's already over. You're just the last one to accept it. 7. She gives you breadcrumbs, just enough to keep you hooked. This one is the cruelest. She'll disappear for days, then suddenly text, "Hey stranger." She'll act warm one moment, then vanish again. Why? Because she wants to keep you as an option. It's not attraction, it's control. This is a dark psychology tactic, giving small crumbs of attention to make you chase the full loaf. But she'll never give it. She just likes knowing you're still orbiting her. Breadcrumbing is perhaps the most psychologically manipulative behavior on this list because it creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. When someone gives you inconsistent rewards, your brain becomes obsessed with figuring out the pattern and getting the next hit of validation. It's more addictive than consistent attention because the unpredictability keeps you hooked. Here's how it works in practice. She'll ghost you for a week or two, giving you nothing. You start to accept that it's over. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, she texts something warm or flirty. Your heart jumps. Maybe she does care after all. You respond enthusiastically. Maybe you have a good conversation. Maybe she even agrees to make plans. You feel relieved, validated, hopeful. Then she disappears again, and the cycle repeats. What's happening psychologically is that she enjoys the attention and validation you provide, but she doesn't want the actual relationship. So she gives you just enough to keep you interested. A like on your post, a brief text conversation, a vague, "we should hang out sometime," without any real intention of following through. This keeps you in orbit around her, providing attention and emotional support when she wants it, without her having to commit to anything genuine. Some women do this unconsciously. They're not strategically manipulating you, they genuinely don't know what they want. Or they like the feeling of being desired without the responsibility of a relationship. But other women do this very consciously. They understand exactly what they're doing. They're keeping you as a backup option while they explore other possibilities. They're collecting attention like some people collect stamps. The more sources, the better they feel about themselves. Either way, the effect on you is the same. Confusion, frustration, and a slow erosion of your self-respect as you wait for scraps of attention from someone who should be giving you their full presence or nothing at all. When a woman breadcrumbs you, it's not because she's confused. It's because she's comfortable with your attention. And she'll keep taking it as long as you keep giving it. So let's be brutally honest. If you recognize these signs, stop chasing. Because the more you chase a woman who's not interested, the more she loses respect for you. Real attraction isn't forced. It's mutual. It flows. And when it's not there, your silence and self-respect are the loudest message you can send. Remember, attraction isn't about convincing someone. It's about being someone that doesn't need to. If she's not interested, that's fine. But never let that make you forget your worth. Look, I know this information might sting. If you're watching this video, chances are you already suspected some of these things were true. Maybe you've been making excuses for her behavior. Maybe you've been blaming yourself, thinking if you just tried harder or were better somehow, she'd come around. But here's what you need to understand. Attraction isn't logical. You can't negotiate it into existence. You can't earn it through good behavior. You can't convince someone to feel what they don't feel. And more importantly, you shouldn't want to. Because a relationship built on your effort alone isn't a relationship. It's a one-person show where you're the performer and she's the disinterested audience member checking her phone. You deserve someone who's excited about you, someone who makes time for you without excuses, someone who tries to impress you because they want you to see them as valuable, someone whose eyes light up when you text, not someone who sighs and thinks, "Oh God, him again." Walking away from someone who doesn't value you isn't giving up. It's self-respect in action. It's saying, "I know my worth, and I won't settle for breadcrumbs when I deserve the whole loaf." It's saying, "I won't chase someone who's running away from me." It's saying, "I'm done being an option for someone who should feel lucky I chose them." And here's what happens when you walk away with dignity. Sometimes she realizes what she lost and comes back. But more often, and more importantly, you realize your life is better without someone who didn't appreciate you in it. You open up space for someone who will actually value what you bring to the table. You stop wasting emotional energy on someone who is never going to reciprocate. You start rebuilding your self-respect and confidence. If this video helped you see things more clearly, make sure to like and subscribe, because I drop videos every week that dive deep into dark psychology, female behavior, and the hidden truths about attraction and power. And if you want to go even deeper, check out the other videos on this channel. Because once you understand female psychology, you stop chasing and start attracting. Until next time, stay smart, stay calm, and never beg for attention. Real power is silence and self-respect. The strongest thing a man can do is walk away from someone who doesn't see his value. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with the quiet confidence that says, "I know what I bring to the table, and I'm not afraid to eat alone."